Good morning! It's time to build a silly little car. It's still in its silly little box, which is too big to fit in the frame. But that's okay. That's very bright. Well, you probably won't be wanting that if we're going to build a zombie car. I'm going to have all the windows removed. There's not a lot in this kit. Some polycaps. I haven't seen polycaps for a while. Everyone likes a polycap. Don't know why we need all of those, but we've got them. It's nice of them to include... I don't know if this is... This feels kind of thick. I don't know if this is like a sticker for... You can stick onto... It's a mask. I don't know if it's sticky though. That's a thoughtful inclusion. Not really relevant for me if I'm gonna be having a no window version. But look, we got a choice between wheels. I guess, I'm guessing the rubber tires come off these. Yes. That's neat. These ones do look a little bit better, in my opinion. I'm not entirely sure, because I've got a 3D printer now, I can make all kinds of crap. I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to keep these wheels or try to find something meaner. I'll put them on the model for now. And I think I will use these ones. And the wheels are the first step, so... Might as well be doing wheels. Which means we might as well be taking these off. You up there. And that goes back in the box. There's decals too. Which I can't pick up. 2 sets, but they're more or less the same. I don't know if any of these are really useful, except maybe the dashboard. But that could be all smashed up too in a zombo apocalypse. Alright. Now, where are my clippers? What have you done with my clippers? You put them over there. Herbert was building a Yugo, or maybe it was a Peugeot. Either way, it was silly, and it made him giddy. Because the car was actually guano. Oh, it's not a Yugo or a Peugeot, it's a Dihatsu. Looks similar to a Peugeot, though, for what I know about cars. It's cheap, silly, and small. And that's what makes it a hilarious post-apocalyptic car. How are you doing, Grovis? I hope you are well. Four wheels. There's probably some sort of joke we could repeat about wheels, but I don't know what it is. I always thought it was pronounced Pugo. Maybe it is. Pugot. Pugiot. That seems right. Let's go with that. I don't know how neat that needs to be. Getting rid of the lump is all we really need to do. I think the polycaps, well, where else are the polycaps going to be for the wheels? I don't know why they've included 3 sets of them. Maybe somebody just knew how much people around here like polycaps. Hopefully the white plastic isn't too blown out on the overhead. It's very wide. This kit apparently builds 2 versions. One is more sportier looking, but it also seems to have more, like, I don't know what you would call them, bits of flair. Like a thing at the bottom here. I might just build the regular version because it might be easier and look better with, like, bits of metal sticking out of it. Could be wrong. Those silly French like to throw random vowels into their words. They do. And why not? Everybody likes random vowels. It's better than random bowels. Ah! I'm not sorry. Okay. I guess I should remove the nubbins from this. If I don't remove the nubbins, it probably won't fit. That seems to be all the nubbins. If I was paying attention, I would have known how many and where I clipped the things from, but I wasn't. Guess could complain, but it wouldn't do any of us any good. I mean, that's fair. I'm doing alright. I didn't get nearly enough sleep, which is pretty well standard. But even by my standards, it wasn't enough. But I'm awake. I'm here. I didn't start quite as early as I wanted, but I'm here at one of the regular times I do start. So that's possibly a victory. I guess the thing to do would be to get some of these polycaps off their polycap holder, so we can have some sick polycap action. Ooh. Ooh. Do they even need to be clipped? I could just pull them off, but it leaves part of the frame on the cap. Probably not desirable. Same. I am not pleased. I only wish lack of sleep on people I don't like. This polycap has flash. Never seen a polycap with flash before, but I suppose it's... obviously it's not impossible. Can't have that. I don't think you should be making those sounds for polycaps. You might break TOS. Yeah, you're probably right. It's worth the risk, though, for polycaps. Wait, Herbert's building a car? I think I've stayed up too late. Hello, Herbert. I've seen the game, Erpaderp. Have I? This is the sort of car you'd be into, Road Warrior John. Well, not yet, but eventually. It's gonna be an apocalypse car. And it's gonna be rad. Maybe I video this and I'll put the tires on.
Shut up and take my money.
Thank you for giving me your 500 Bevo money. Did I hear the word polycaps? You did, good sir. And you'd like to know, they gave us 3 sets. 3 sets of polycaps. Isn't that something? Do these have a way they should go? Cannot tell. It looks like there's stuff on both sides. There is also a real big flash right down the middle. I wonder if that's easy to remove. Polycap mania! It's like for wrestling, but polycaps. It's not gonna just be simply cut, is it? You know what? Fuck it. I'll just leave it. It's not that noticeable. And I may very well replace these wheels with something cooler, as I said before. Something more beat up and apocalyptic looking. Maybe there is a correct way around it goes. That looks like a tire on a wheel. As people say, cuts like a spoon. They do say that. Maybe it would be easier if it was a brand new blade. But it is not. I'm much too lazy to change my blades at the moment, too. Hell yeah. Polycaps. Sick. You can't really see them because they're clear and it's very white, but they are there. And now we can do burnouts. What a child. Let's join them together before putting them in the frame. That'll be sensible. Very wheel. Never seen a model car with polycaps before. Neither have I, but I have not seen that many polycaps. I mean, that many cars. If I build them. It makes sense though, because you might want to pull the wheels off. The idea of being a polycap is enough for me. I think you might be the most. Got it stuck in the between the wheel and the rim, the hub and the rim. You might be the most enthusiastic polycapsman around, Trekan. They don't really seem to want to stay there, especially well. Oh, I've already got one in. I know what I'm doing. It's a bit of wibbly wobbliness there. I do like the idea of being able to take them off because, as I've said like 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 times now, I might replace the wheels with something more interesting. Been watching your content for years. Unfortunately, it's 3 AM here right now, so you have to go to sleep. Well, I appreciate you dropping in to say hi, Konstantinos V. Or 5. I hope you sleep well. Look at that. It's car. Brum, 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 brum. What a child. Okay, now what? Now it wants dashboard assembly. Which seems like it'll be easy. Do a kickflip. I don't even know what a kickflip is. I guess it's like that. Kick! I'm a stuntsman. Trekan Belovich is the royal pope chief of the enigmatic Polycaparian brother and sisterhood of the world. Well, I won't dare insult the polycaps then, lest I be murdered to death. I'm hoping, I think that's backwards. I'm hoping that I can put this thing together and still have it take apartable. Also, I think we're missing the tub, so it's not going to go together properly until it has all the proper bits. But I'm hoping I can build this enough that... Okay, that is... I had it right the first time. Hoping I can build this such that I can have it apart and still put like extra bits of fake metal inside, because I want to try and build like a roll cage on it, but not like obscure the doors or the hood, so that they can work on it. Because the idea is it's going to be something very shoddily made by some guy in his garage. Possibly with a dodgy flamethrower. Okay, we want this. You can go up there for now. All we need for this is the steering wheel and column. Oh, and it looks like we get a choice between manual and automatic. Interesting. I don't know which is more appropriate. This must be the If I look at the part numbers, that will help me determine which parts I want. I know this. So an external roll cage like a rock crawler. Kind of, I guess. I'm not really familiar with rock crawlers, but it'll mostly be just to stop zombies and like a grill across the window. I might build this side with bars across it, and I'm thinking about cutting a hole in the roof and like a little lid on top for maybe a gun position or something. Maybe a gun. Maybe just throwing rocks out of it. Don't make fun with the enigmatic Polycaparian brother and sisterhood of the world. We are everywhere. Our agents can come to your place and move your desk 3 centimeters to the left when you are sleeping. You'll be confused in the morning. I would be. That would be outrageous. I think that would probably put it across the door. 3 centimeters is like that. Probably have to be like 5 centimeters to get across the door. I would be confused though, and angry. So I think I'll be nice to the polycap folks. I've no issue with polycaps. At least they're not photo etch. I wish they'd modeled this in like a grey plastic. It's too bright even for my eyes just sitting here. Now is that sprue or part of the part? I think it's sprue. Should probably try to hold the parts at least under the overhead a little bit. It's neat enough. I don't think it really needs to be perfect. I'm going to model a lot of damage and stuff onto this, I think. Maybe to be a badass, we could replace the steering wheel with a circular saw blade or something. Maybe I could 3D print some circular saws and mount them on bars outside of the cabin. Or chainsaws or something. Would that be too silly? Would that be impractical? Can you run a circular saw off a car battery? Made any more sensible AI music? I did make one song. The prompt was something about Dr. Worm. I'll play it if you want. It incorporated a black metal guitar riff without like the terrible trebly distortion. Why let logic ruin your fun? That's a really good point. Logic can go fuck itself right in the ass. Though I do kind of want it to be plausible to a degree. As plausible as some bloke with a shitty little Daihatsu getting a machine gun could be. I guess anything could happen in the apocalypse. I'm just trying to bring up my stupid song. I think this is it. It's called Subterranean Doctor. I was inspired by the They Call Me Dr. Worm song. It sounds nothing like that.
Nature surgeon without a charge. In the damp where life restarts. Velvet black, my underground. I tumble hard without a sound.
That's totally a black metal riff.
Muscles flex. No need for eyes. Where I reign, no bird flies. Beneath the ground, the dirt's my home.
The dirt's my home.
No need for light. In soil I thrive, my life's design. But call me Doc, that's Dr. Worm. I'm not a real physician, but really through her, that's my true love. It's my patience. Earthworm centipedes, the ringlet squirm. We rock the underworld, make it tremble and heave. Swells like arteries in earth beating heart. I'm Dr. Worm, master of the dark. They call me Dr. Worm. I'm Dr. Worm. No medical degree, but in the soil I churn. In the depths, my clinics sprawl. Hidden from the light of day. Through the roots and rocks I crawl. In the mud, I find my way. Wisdom's gained from grains of earth. Crowned in soil, I find my worth.
Oh no, it's playing another one.
Oh Lord, I did a shit on the floor again. What the fuck is wrong with me? The floor is covered in my feces. I know it's not right,
That's what she said.
but I can't help myself. I shit on the floor, and I'm not sorry.
That's enough of that. Very sensible music. They call me Dr. Worm. No medical degree. I'm very easily amused, by the way. Remember in Dead Rising there was a guy who duct taped chainsaws to his motorcycle's handlebars so someone attaching to them to a car seems just as plausible. You know, I like that. I'd like to kajigger a way to make it look like they're operated I guess they probably expect you to model the steering wheel nice and straight. I've got mine slightly turned. How rebellious of me. And this looks like it clips into place. And it does. You know what? Don't trust that clip. The glue god will show you the way, my child. You glue bits of plastic together on a gluing bits of plastic together stream. How progressive. It's weird and unusual, but it's the way of the future. Either accept it or get out of the way. It looks like an instruction for decal placement, which I will ignore. For I do not need decals yet. May just not put them in. Seats, I think. I'm not sure yet. I would like to omit the passenger seat and instead put like a box of bits there. Like supplies. Maybe some grenades or something. Poke chainsaws out from the headlight assemblies. That's a good idea. I was thinking of what to do with the headlights, if I'd put like a grill over them or just omit them. I just noticed there's a different steering wheel. That one looks more like the default that you'd find in one of these. I think I'll go with that. Well, of course I'm going with that. I've already glued it on. But they didn't mention any differences. Bastards. I was just about to say, what if the passenger side seat was reversed, but I'll put it like there. That'd be silly. I'm just gonna take it out, or maybe we can model them reclined. Maybe the passenger can sit, but also tips his seat back when he wants to get in the back and climb out the roof and start blasting. Did the box have a 2-in-1 on it? It has, I think it is a 2-in-1. But the main difference is, it's like that's the regular one and then like the more sporty looking one. And it does have, or I think it has, the instructions have optional parts. That's the external bits, I suppose. But it makes no mention of the different steering wheel. Not like it's a big deal or anything. Might just chop it off and replace it with a circular saw blade. Because maybe people in the post-apocalypse really like having their hands all cut up. How does... That looks mighty uncomfortable. I don't suppose it's meant to be that far back. That's better. It doesn't look like it's deliberately made to recline. And I'm not really gonna pay too much attention to the interior, so I could just cut the bottom of that off and have it tilted back, or just having it gone is probably cool. It will look cooler with a box of like grenades and Molotovs and stuff, I think. Keep in mind, even in the apocalypse, people like a good butt palace. There's no reason to survive the apocalypse if all the butt palaces are gone. That's a good point. That looks like an okay butt palace. Time to give it the art shiv treatment then. Art shiv? Do you mean just stab it? I don't have any shivs, like genuine prison shivs. I suppose I could make one. Yeah, I think I'm just going to omit one of the seats. That'll be probably more interesting. Ow. Cleaned up before gluing it together, I guess, is probably the correct thing to do. And I'm all about being correct here. Hobby knife. It's not a shiv, though. You got to use the correct tools for the job. Don't know if that nubbin makes it easier or harder to put together, but I'm getting rid of it because I hate nubbins. I should probably also omit the rear seat. I think I'm gonna put like, what do you call it? That flooring stuff with the grid pattern. Diamond plate? I don't know. Metal flooring. I think I'm gonna put in the back, over the back seat. That's not coming apart, unless I want it to. But I'm still gluing it anyway, and throwing it away because I'm angry. That's gonna be good. Very seat. You do get a little bit of adjustment. Now, do we want it all the way forward, or leaned back so the guy's a bit cooler? That's probably about... That's probably good. He wants to lean back a bit. Now we take our interior tub, as the youth call it. Okay, that's the back. That's the seat bottom. Shouldn't be too hard to get a bit of metal looking stuff. Maybe I could even 3D print it. Or at least demonstrate the rear seat bit. It makes more sense that they would just remove it rather than just fold the seat down to stand on it. Gotta be cool in the apocalypse, mostly because there's no more AC. Yeah, you gotta do something. This just seems to clip in here. That's good. Of course I can't get it to clip in. Hold it down or just removed. Throw it away. Actually, is it correct hand drive? Is correct hand drive, so I'm not going to be ruining things by putting the driver's seat on the passenger side. Don't know why I'm tired, or so tired all of a sudden. Like, all my very limited energy just left, like it was an illegal high school party and the cops just showed up. I hate that feeling. I know it very well. Lousy energy cops. There's probably a contact point there for some extra glue. Of course you can do what you want, but a car for the apocalypse in Australia needs a dick gun. Your opinion? I mean, yeah, maybe, but the dick on the gun was to protect it from being shot at. I think in my post-apocalypse, the main enemy is going to be zombos who can't shoot guns. And that's only so I can build it more open so you can see the interior, I think. Am I doing it wrong by sticking the... I would be disobeying the instructions if I were to put the dashboard in now. And you know how I am for following the instructions. Always. Always. Except the times I don't. Decisions must be made. Manual or auto? Probably manual. I'd imagine a manual would be more simple to maintain in the apocalypse. I don't know shit about maintaining transmissions, but that's what I'm going with. It looks more interesting anyway. And there are some things. A box of some sort. I don't know what it is, but we're going to put that in. And if it impedes the post-apocalyptic modifications, we'll just cut it out as savagely as possible. Because that'll look better, in my opinion. Excuse me. Also, I just noticed, I think they want polycaps to go between the tub and the bottom. That's interesting. Might make it easier for taking apart for painting. Free stowage! If your main enemies are zombos, you could have built a van. A van with an open door and a sign on the door. Fresh brains for free. And inside is a machine gun hiding in the dark. Man, you'll survive the apocalypse real good. Me with my shitty Dihatsu is going to die. I think that's all the parts I need for this step, since I'm omitting the other seats. I wouldn't mind doing an apocalyptic van. I haven't seen any good kits that were cheap, though. Cheap being important. There's a lot you could do with a van. You could have, like, side gunners, like on a bomber. That'd be cool. I might also 3D print like a zombie head or something sticking on a spike. That'd be kind of neat. Okay, so for whatever this is, you need to cut out an extra hole. It's very thin, I can see almost through it. That's interesting. I'll do that. Zombie head for you and your house. Maybe I could make a... I do have a Worf and a generic female Klingon file that I got from Modifius. Maybe I could just print the head, stick that on a pike. Klingon zombie head. That's significantly harder to poke through than I had anticipated. That's what she said. It's gripping the knife so that I can twist the duva to undo it. That's pretty rough. Too rough. No idea what it is, but it must be something to do with, like, with zombies and killing zombies. Otherwise I wouldn't put it in, right? It's probably like a extra dashboard doodadery or something. Or a stowage bin. Well, I don't think that's coming out again. I'll glue it in. The mighty Klingon race. If It's worth drilling out the end of the exhaust pipe to make it look a bit more convincing. Maybe I will. If this drill bit isn't going to ruin it. Why the hell not? It's good detail, probably. And if I fuck it up, we'll just pull it off and add, like, I don't know, nice thick piece of styrene tubing and say we've made it extra loud. Very slightly off center. You get what you pay for with, like, these cheap cars. Off-center exhaust pipes and all. That's a thing, why not? That looks a bit better. I don't know how well you can see that on the camera, so it might not be noticeable in the video. I have tried to compensate for the very whiteness. The lazy option is to stick a piece of styrene tube over the top. Could do some cool, like, flamethrower exhausts coming out of the bonnet. That'd be ridiculous. Maybe that's a good idea. Okay, which end is which? Where does this go? I guess it goes here on this little tab, which seems designed exactly for it. Brilliant job, Herbert. You figured it out. Is that as far down as it goes? It looks like it. It's pretty exhausty, I guess. Now, for whatever reason, polycaps. I wonder, we probably actually do need the third set, because if I look at this, the front and rear bumpers are also held on by polycaps, and that might actually make it good for assembly and disassembly through painting and building. Maybe I made a really good choice in this car, in this particular kit.
Yeah, this is big brain time.
Yeah, big brain time. Question is, am I really going to need or want the tub to come away from the frame? I don't want it to be wibbly wobbly like that, though. Are there any more bits I'm missing? Nope. I wouldn't miss out on bits. It goes... It goes together well enough, but it doesn't stay together because it's polycaps. Wheel. Yes, the bits box goes hungry tonight. I'm leaving seats off. And this will be going in the bits box. I don't know what I would ever use that for, but, you know. I can't think of a reason I would want that to come off again. I'm gonna glue it. Who's gonna stop me? Nobody, that's who. Can I get all the way under there? Just trying to find as many contact points as I can. Just so when I do decide that I want it to come apart, it's impossible to do. There we go. One car. Oh, and also we need to insert the steery boy. Maybe that should stay loose. It won't fall out. It should stay loose just to make sure that it will interact with the rest of the car appropriately. Though, I don't think that gap should be there. Probably will put like a bar across there anyway. And then up there and across. So that's good enough for now. Are you going to come undone? Very good. Blame the polycaps, yeah. Oh, la-di-da, it's the polycaps who's wrong. It's never probably good enough, Herbert. Hey. You and your polycap brotherhood and sisterhood. I wasn't having a go. I was, doing alternative polycap technology. You might have a small gap because of not using... That's a good point, actually. The next step in the instructions is to use the glass. But I will not be using the glass. Can't test fit it because it's got these things in the top. Couldn't test fit it because it had these things in the top. It would be kind of fun to use the glass and have it all cracked up. And it seems to have a problem in that either I've done it wrong, or it doesn't. The holes in the plastic, the clear plastic, don't line... Well, they do. They do line up with the pins. That actually looks quite good. It's like it's actually in the thing, not behind the thing, if you know what I mean. Not bad. Yeah, I think you were correct about that gap. Now the question is, do we need the glass to get a good fit? We may. I do think, actually, we would get a better fit with the glass, but it'll just take a little bit more, careful gluing, I guess, and it'll be a good fit as well. And we can hide any shitty fits with bits of plastic, spikes and whatnot. Okay, that was the next step, installing the glass and a rear view mirror. Let's just pretend the rear view mirror got lost. You can paint at least some of the glass and write sensible slogans on it. Yeah, but I kind of really like the idea of the glass all being smashed out. If just to make sticking, like, bits of roll cage up through the side easier. And to make, I don't know, throwing Molotovs out the window easier. Okay, windshield wipers, side mirrors, and bumpers. Well, if we're not going to have the windshield, we don't need windshield wipers. With the bumper on, it'll fit better, but you probably have trouble disassembling it. That's why, I'm assuming that's why there's polycaps for the bumper. The instructions do say putting the shell on is last, but it does seem like you're meant to clip it on with doodads on the front and rear bumpers. I don't know how to describe them. Little slots for these bits. I don't think I should omit the windshield wipers, but I think I should break them. I'll think about it. They can probably be broken later in the build. Or they probably will actually just be covered by the piece of roll cage there. So I want the bonnet to be... It won't be actually liftable, but to look like you could get in there. I might put a plate over it or something. We'll put the windshield wipers on anyway, because it just kind of shows how the kit goes together, I guess. People who want to see how the kit goes together entirely properly are gonna be mad. Okay, these are front wipers, and we have one for the rear. Maybe it'd be funny to have the one for the rear broken such that it's dangling down. And I guess we don't need the spoilers or little flaring thing at the bottom. It's just going to be the regular thing. Dihatsu Leeza. Once a border guard of a communistic nation throw glass while controlling at the checkpoint. Don't know where and when. No. I wouldn't know who would do that kind of thing. Have them about halfway up like they got stuck there once the windshield got destroyed. Maybe. You mean like up like... Dang it. That or something. It's a kind of funny idea, but it doesn't really make sense if I'm going to put a grid over the front. I think they just pull it off. Maybe I'll leave them like... Because they should sit about there. I'll leave it until I build the external bits to either just pull them completely off or make them a little broken and just have a nub remaining. Okay. Headlights. That's another thing I'm not entirely sure about, but hopefully we've got two different front and rear ends. No, you won't be able to paint those from the inside. And it won't look very good with just that opening like that. I don't think that's what it would look like on the inside. I may just put like a plate over them with a slit, kind of like a convoy light or something. That might be interesting. Tie them to the pillar. Maybe we can just make a story. We might want the windshield wipers. We keep them. The central one would be like right up in there doing nothing. The good thing is that if I don't want them, they won't be hard to remove. I do want the rear one. It's different enough that it won't get confused. Driver got stick on them waving around. I feel like if I was the driver and they were just flapping around in front of me, I'd just snap them off. Tense music. Is he going to break the windshield wiper? Who knows? Find out. I was thinking about putting like a big solid rear plate on the rear with a rear facing flamethrower. That might be a bit odd. I would maybe a tank for a flamethrower bolted onto the back with like some armor plates around it. Maybe the wipers are the currency in the apocalypse. Oh man. Bend them like the driver tried to snap them off but couldn't. Well, I think they would have their workshop when they're putting the roll cage stuff on. They could just cut them off. I am trying to make it kind of plausible. There's a lot of different options we could do with all of these doodads, really. Maybe they replace the windshield wipers with guns. Rear side mirrors are probably important-ish. At least for spotting zombies, maybe? Not so much for the regular traffic use. It's a lot of fun to just think about the stupid things you could do with this kind of thing. I don't need any more bits for that. I do, there's bumpers and stuff, but actually the bumper's different color. No, but they are plastic, I guess, on the real thing. It's probably a stupid idea to glue, well, both of them on. I might leave one loose. We'll get to that momentarily, I suppose. Bring forth the camera. That's the wrong part. Put the rear wipers on the front. That's definitely going to need to be broken off. It doesn't even look right. It's too straight, I think. We'll leave them on for now. Have I even put them on the right way? Yes. Yes, I have. Definitely going to cut them off. Have this... Oh man, go in the hole! You cheeky fuck. Oops. Okay, it is meant to be like that, but it doesn't seem like it would conform to the plastic very well. The clear plastic. So this is bent down like that, and I'll probably clip the rest of it off. Just leave like the nub. That's stupid. It's like a dog's tail. Rear wipers at the front. That's so rebellious. That's why they call me Rebellious Herbert. Which way do these go? With the angled bit at the top. These might get smashed off too. But for now, they will look fine and they'll fill in that hole. Is that nubbin meant to be there? We'll just leave that there, it's fine. Doesn't matter if the nubbin is there if the thing's going to get removed or heavily damaged. Looks like half of them on the road. Rear view mirrors for looking at, well, not rear view, side mirrors for looking at zombies behind you. Okay. I think the thing to do would really be to paint the inside of these. But, again, because it's a zombie apocalypse vehicle, It probably won't look bad with like paint on the outside and then just weathered straight to hell. Hey Craig Jones, how you doing? Or maybe we just remove the lights and have flamethrowers poking out of the holes. That'd be sensible. Any excuse for a flamethrower. I think the idea of a fuel tank for a flamethrower bolted on the back is probably a pretty fun one. But then where do I mount the flame? Do I put it on the front and model a tube running through the vehicle, or do I just model it up on the top so it's like very sensibly shooting rearward over the fuel tank? Why am I imagining every time the driver hits the brakes, flames shoot out where the rear lights were? Maybe that's what they use for lights in the post-apocalypse. Just fire. And that's how you do your brake lights. It makes it very obvious when you're braking. Oops. Too much flash on this bit. And because I'm not really worried about fogging them up, I can just use regular glue without being careful and just stick them on. His friend pulled the horn brake prank, but since it's the apocalypse, they switched the horn for a flamethrower. Man, what a joker. That should look fine. That wiper on the back is great. Whoops. It is going to interfere with the rear bumper a little. So maybe just pull it up a bit for now. A car without a horn can't be Herbert's car. Well, that doesn't have to be my car. Could be some other fool's car that doesn't have a horn. Actually. Maybe I can find, like, a railway horn from a locomotive. This is the wrong part. And just stick it on there somewhere. Because, you know, in the zombie apocalypse, you want to be loud. Actually, maybe to hide the fact that the lights won't look that good. I can just make it have been spray painted. That seems like a good idea. Years ago, I saw a South African anti-carjacking invention. Flamethrower shooting out from under the driver's door. Apparently that kind of stuff is legal there. That I've heard of that too. I have a friend, Danny, actually, who was from South Africa, and he would always tell me about how you don't stop at stoplights at night and stuff. Seems like a pretty bad place to live. I think that one's pushed all the way down. Good enough.
Ass.
Ass. That's right. Go into the mounting hole, please. Am I putting the wrong part on? I think I am. What an absolute buffoon. Yeah, that's a lot better. If you put the right part in the right place, you get a good result. Who would have thought? Very headlight. Okay, now what? Bumpers. Looks like there's license plates, but if you don't put them on, there's a big slot behind them. Excuse me. Going to assume this one is the more sporty one, so it requires the rest of the spoilers and doodadery. I'll use this more plain looking one. Same with the butt. Ass. That's why they call you wrong part, Herbert. Yeah, they sure do. Do you think that might be the wrong part again? Completely wrong part. I mean, both of these are the wrong part. That's the rear. Have I gone and clipped two rear parts out? Sure have. I don't know which one is more, sport. I think that one is the one we don't want. Or maybe... It says Dihatsu on the bottom. Yeah, I think this one. I'm sure somebody will yell at me if it's wrong. There's both the rear bumper. That's That's why they call me Wrong Part Herbert. That's the regular one. Maybe. Why did I throw that other bumper? That looks more like that one. So maybe that's the one we don't want. Who really cares? Maybe I'll just cover it with some metal plating. Then nobody will know that I did it wrong. I just dropped the box. If I roll over that in my chair, I'll destroy it. And that would be a big shame because it's going in the bin later. The good thing is now that will have the model together, I can have a better idea of where I want to attach bits and pieces. I was thinking of having roll cage like sticking out of the frame here and going upward and then up there. That makes sense to me. To be fair, it could be a replacement bumper off another model. Like even before the apocalypse. That's a good point. Maybe. It would be nice if it looked convincing without the bumper. Because that would be cool. I could probably scratch build like whatever's under there. But it wouldn't look... I'd have to find reference images and be good at doing things. So that'd be hard. Would be cool if there was an option for no bumper though. Because like if it fell off during the zombie apocalypse, who would bother trying to replace it? In the bin later? Not at once? Well, it's not sprue. You have to put the sprues in the box in the dustbin at once. You can take your time with the box. I think that's good. Did I clean this bit up properly? Good enough. I guess it looks silly with these tabs where the license plates would go, but I could fill that in. Or cover it with metal. I'm going to put the license plates on anyway. If I figure out which parts they are. 16 for the rear. Maybe I could find, maybe you could 3D print a license plate with like the raised lettering. Just looking for excuses to use my printer. I even thought about printing like the roll cage, but I'm not very good at 3D design or anything. So it's probably a million times easier just to use styrene bars. You need a bumper. Even in the apocalypse, you want to run over the zombos in style. What about the rear bumper? I guess you want to back over them in style too. Maybe put the head there. That's a good idea too. A license plate that says piss, ass, butt, or shit. Or fuck zombos. I think the plate is going to be plated over anyway, but might as well put it on. We can always break or damage it or remove it later. It doesn't have to be a neat removal. In fact, it's probably better if it's not a neat removal. Okay. I am really curious as to how hard it's going to be to slot everything together onto the frame. Here's those other polycaps. Just like the other polycaps. I'm thinking maybe I will glue one bumper on. That might be the way to go. Why don't you want to go in your polycap hole? You got polycap flash on you. Get rid of that. Got a video putting the polycaps in. I wonder if that flash there might get in the way. That's quite firm. Don't know if that gap is meant to be there, but it's going to be a post-apocalyptic vehicle. The polycap heard that you told bad things about polycaps. I didn't. I didn't. Please don't hurt me. It was, Davo and Damo. They were saying bad things. Go and see them. And now There's like an eyelash or something stuck on it. It would be a lot better with... Well, you can probably stretch that without having it glued in. It's definitely would be a better fit with the glass in place, but that's okay. We can maybe just sort of... I have to fill these bits in, I think. But that's definitely gonna come way after putting extra interior crap in. It comes apart real easy. I think... I think I will glue the front bumper into place. Maybe not right now, though. Maybe later. I probably won't lose any bits anyway. Not a big chunk like that. I've mixed up the license plates. Genius. Don't know if they're actually different from each other. Those tabs are definitely different. I'm not going to have a rear one. That's going to get filled in. That's easy. So, for the real questions, are you adding a NOS bottle? I don't know. I don't know if that's something you would be able to get in the post-apocalypse. Would be funny, though. I wonder if maybe it would be worth it to put to cut a big hole in the engine in the bonnet and put like a big engine in there or something. That'd be silly. It might be too much work. Got a license plate on, and that, if I built it properly, that and putting it on the frame would be the last step. And this is the last step for this much of the car. It's the nitro. Sends the engine through the hood. It's a last-ditch defense. You just hope and pray that the engine hits a zombie and saves you. Or it's a distraction while you run away. I'm pretty happy with that. It's a good, fun build. I'd actually be tempted to build one as a proper car. I mean, as like a non-zombie car. I might buy another Fujimi car kit for that. I'm not really into cars, so I don't really have one that I'd like to build specifically. But just a plain, simple, regular car would be something different for old Herbert. Okay, put that there. Haven't missed anything. And if I have, it doesn't really matter. Don't need all of the bits. Can make extra better bits. That's gonna be it for me. I will see if there's somebody to do a raid at. I will... Tomorrow night, it's not Monday, it's Tuesday. I'm doing these on Tuesday now. Tomorrow night, we will return with the Burger Panther. Because that's what we do on Wednesdays for the foreseeable future. We Burger Panth. Who's online? I don't feel like raiding anybody that I can actually see online. No, Ferret. Ferret's online. He's doing Conan Exiles. I like Ferret. Let's go say hi to Ferret. You can't come on the raid if you're on YouTube, but go and watch something cool. Leave somebody a good comment. Doesn't have to be me, but that would be nice. I know how to spell Ferret. There we go. Click the raid button. Model building tomorrow night. I've got some games listed on my schedule, but I've forgotten when and what games they are. Railroader and Medieval Dynasty, but can't remember when I put them in there. But they're in there. Thank you for watching. I will be back tomorrow night. Toodaloo. Say hi to Ferret.